across my face, tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. But these stories don't mean anything when you got no one to tell them to. It's true, I was made for you. I climbed across the mountain tops, swam across the ocean blue, crossed all the lines, I broke the rules. Baby, I broke them all for you, because even when I was flat broke, you made me feel like $1,000,000. You do. I was made for you. All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. But these stories don't mean anything, and you got no one to tell them to. It's true, I was made for you. I climbed across the mountain tops, swam across the ocean blue, crossed all the lines, I broke the rules. But baby, I broke them all for you. And even though who I really am, you made me feel like $1,000,000. You do. I was made for you. You see the smile that's on my mouth, it's hiding the words that won't come out. All of my friends who think I'm blessed, they don't know my head's a mess. No, they don't know who I really am, and they don't know what I've been through like you do. I was made for you. All of these lines. When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the rolling sea and on the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free, but you ain't seen nothing like me yet. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love.
Queerly beloveds, we gather here today on this beautiful Sunday, September 1st, 2024, to honor the extraordinary love of two extraordinary people. My name is Leo Moses. My pronouns are he, they, and it is my honor to welcome you to this wonderful occasion, where a true union of two hearts is honored. All who come in love to bear witness to that union are blessed. All who come in love to rejoice in it are uplifted. All who come in love to share in that love get to be a part of that love. Thank you for coming in love to celebrate this union today and every day. You are a gift to Eliza, to Sarah, enriching their love as their love enriches our lives. Thank you for being here. We would also like to thank the loved ones who cannot be with us physically today and who celebrate this occasion through the love they hold for Eliza and Sarah. To Eliza's grandparents, Barbara and Martin Jacobs, her Nana, Pamela Meredith, her Uncle Alvin and Aunt Phyllis, her Uncle David and Aunt Penny, and her Aunt Marcia. To Sarah's grandparents, Marvin Hochberg and Sarah Chaim Gold, we feel all of you with us, and thank you for your loving presence in the expression of Liza and Sarah's love. And to Sarah's grandma, Bobby, who has been a central part of Sarah's life and Eliza and Sarah's love, we feel you here with us. Bobby immediately embraced this union with a warmth and enthusiasm that will live in their love forever. We love you, Bobby. We'd also like to acknowledge the most pure, divine love of Spotty, Rocky, and Blue, the fur babies that started it all, without whom we may not have a wedding to celebrate here today. Good job, boys. Love connects us to each other, humans, animals, and lands, and cannot be celebrated without acknowledging the grounds on which we stand and the people from whom they were taken. We honor the Chura, Ino, Lumbee, Manu, Okanichi, Saponi, Shakori, and Sissipaha tribes on whose lands we stand, and act in solidarity with them and all Indigenous peoples throughout the world in alignment with collective liberation. With all the love and joy I hold in my heart, I now turn it over to Raja Krishna, who will lead us in today's ceremony. Thank you again for being an honored part of it. Oh, look.
All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Leo. Those were beautiful words. I don't know where Leo went, but thank you. Oh, okay. Well, I have the slightly less beautiful task of reminding you all to please not just silence, but turn off your cell phones. I understand that you might want to take photos, but we do have three wonderful professional photographers here, Jennifer, Adrian, and Nikki. They're among the best in the business, so let them take the pictures, and how about all of us just remain present here. So as Leo said, my name is Raja Krishna, and it's an honor for me to officiate the wedding of these two beautiful, radiant people. But before we get into that, I want to first invite two of the bride's friends, Melina and Ty, who have prepared poetry readings to kick us off. So Melina.
People are like cities. We all have alleys and gardens and secret rooftops and places where daisies sprout between the sidewalk cracks. But most of the time, all we let each other see is a postcard glimpse of a skyline or a polished square. Love lets you find those hidden places in another person, even the ones they didn't know were there, even the ones they wouldn't have thought to call beautiful themselves. Congratulations.
And in case you were wondering, that poem was called Wild Awake by Hilary T. Smith. And while Ty makes his way up here, Ty is going to be reading a poem called I Choose You by Tyler Kent White.
I choose you again and again at the start and finish of every single day. No matter the season, no matter the year, I choose you. To struggle and succeed with, to fight and make up with, to love and grow old with. I choose you. Knowing there are still trials, we must travel. Knowing there are mountains left to climb, I choose you to always be by my side.
All right, let's give a round of applause to Melina and Ty. That was beautiful. And if you still have not turned off your phone, that's fine, yes. But if you have not been given a previous exception and you have not turned off your phone, please do so now. I understand the rule is that if your phone goes off during the ceremony, you will not receive dessert later. So you've been warned. So it's my honor to tell you a little bit about the love story that brought us here today. So Sarah and Eliza's love story could be a movie. It is extraordinary. It's full of moments of pure joy, deep introspection, suspense, and characteristic of these two, a healthy dose of drama as well. But at its core is a truly inspiring commitment to one another and a love as deep as any I've ever seen. I had a front row seat to the beginning of that movie, and I want to tell you about it. So please, everyone, take a moment right now and close your eyes. Imagine that you're holding a very smooth rock, the kind you might find on a riverbank. You weigh the polished stone in your hand. Maybe you run your thumb over its smooth surface, and you marvel at the thousands and thousands of years of erosion and weathering that it took to make such a simple, satisfying object. Open your eyes. Now, if you find that fascinating and you wish that you had a steady supply of polished rocks on demand, then you know exactly how Eliza felt in the spring of 2021. The girl wanted some smooth rocks. The problem was Eliza didn't have thousands of years. She had one semester left in law school. She had a looming deadline for a brief to the US Supreme Court. And she had a crush on Sarah Gold. Thank you. Sarah and Eliza actually met during our first year of law school. Sarah's house back then was gorgeous. Tucked away in the Berkeley Hills, it had a lush, serene backyard and a rooftop where you could watch slow motion sunsets over the San Francisco Bay and admire the skyline of the city beyond. So naturally, Sarah and her roommates turned it into the most notorious party house at Berkeley Law. Eliza went to one such party, and in a deep, late-night talk, she opened up to Sarah about forgiveness, her passion for restorative justice, and the value of loving your pets unconditionally. Years later, both Sarah and Eliza remember this conversation as the first time they really connected. They marked each other in their minds as potential friendship material. They didn't speak again for 2 years. By the time spring 2021 rolled around, we were deep into COVID. Eliza had just recently adopted her French bulldog, Blue. And meanwhile, Sarah and her dogs, Rocky and Spotty, had just moved in with me and my roommates. And if you know these two, which seem we all do, you know that they love their dogs and all other dogs as well. So when our friend Lizzie set them up on a sort of COVID dog walking play date, they were in, and it went well. As Sarah's roommates, we knew that Sarah had a new friend, but we didn't know how close the two were becoming until Sarah asked Eliza for a very particular favor. You see, right outside Sarah's room, you not know what I'm talking about? Okay. Right outside Sarah's room, there was a staircase that led down to our driveway. Sarah had set up a little doggy play area at the bottom of the stairs, complete with fake grass. Her vision was that she could train her dog Rocky to run downstairs, pee on the grass, and come back in without Sarah ever needing to lift a finger. The problem was that Rocky just wasn't taking the hint. Nothing could convince him to pee on that fake grass. And Sarah concluded that Rocky just needed to see it done. So who did she call for help? Eliza. Or more accurately, Eliza's dog, Blue. And Eliza, as busy as she was preparing for her Supreme Court brief, came over with Blue and coaxed him to pee on the fake grass. And the plan worked, and they had reached a milestone. Eliza and Sarah had gone from doggy play dates to doggy pee dates. They started spending a lot more time together. Sarah invited Eliza on a group trip to San Diego, and I have it on good authority that when Eliza saw Sarah's massive leg tattoo during that trip, she thought to herself, quote, "That's hot." Another huge milestone. In the bigger picture, it was clear that they were falling in love. But the semester was ending soon. Eliza was getting ready to move away. And now that Rocky was peeing on his own, these two were running out of excuses to see one another. That's where the polished rocks come in. I know you were wondering. To satisfy her burgeoning obsession with rocks, Liz purchased a National Geographic rock tumbler, which looked a lot like a little mini cement mixer. You throw in some stones, you put in some solution, you leave it on for a few weeks, and voila, you've got some smooth rocks, which is all that anybody ever wants. Now, if you've ever heard the racket that a single penny can make in a dryer, you can imagine how loud the rock tumbler was. So Eliza asked Sarah if she could tumble her rocks in our shed. And obviously Sarah said yes. So now they had a built-in excuse to see each other, all according to plan. Liz came over all the time to check on her rocks. And if she hadn't been around for a while, Sarah would text her, or as we heard yesterday from Ty, more often on Snapchat, she would say something like, I think I heard something strange in the shed. I think there's something wrong. I think you got to come and check on your rocks. And as the rocks tumbled in our shed, fast forwarding through thousands of years of erosion, Eliza and Sarah's relationship developed on fast forward as well. They finally confessed their love for each other, but Liz was about to move away. They broke up. They got back together multiple times over the span of a few months, which in retrospect is a little dramatic. But we all know what happened next. Love prevailed. Liz moved to Little Rock. And after long distance for almost 2 years, Sarah proposed on vacation in Costa Rica. And Liz said yes. And then Sarah picked up everything and moved to Arkansas. Liz proposed in Little Rock just a couple months later on Valentine's Day. It must have been easier to go second, probably. And so after many twists, turns, and moments of uncertainty, here we are, certain as ever, that we're about to watch two soulmates make an everlasting commitment to one another, secure in their knowledge that for the rest of their lives, Rocky and Blue will pee in the same backyard. And before I end, I just want to point out how madly in love these two are. They're obsessed with each other. They visited each other in Arkansas, in California. It felt like once a week. And when Liz flew to meet Sarah in Europe, she heard that Sarah might have had a COVID scare and potentially needed to be quarantined. But instead of canceling her trip, Liz hopped on the plane to Europe anyway, planning to quarantine with Sarah abroad. Sarah, for her part, left her high-paying job in the Bay Area and her close friends and moved to Little Rock, where she had to adjust to life in the South, take a brand new bar exam, all while working for, let's say, a quirky chicken law nonprofit. And Eliza's love for Sarah was so life-changing that it forced her to change who she thought it was possible to love. And it's no wonder that they're so in love. They're both beautiful people. They will drop anything for their friends. They'll actually read the articles that you send them. And they relentlessly pursue their passions for animal rights, for criminal justice, but also for board games and nature and extreme silliness and puppy care and debating whether the contestants on Love Island are there for the right reasons. Watching them strive towards each other these past few years has just been plain inspiring. And that brings us to the present day. So let's turn our attention from the story that they've written so far and to the one that they're about to write. So ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at the portion of the ceremony called the 7 Blessings. It's a traditional series of Jewish blessings that basically signifies peace within a relationship and that the couple should strive to project peace out into the world. Each blessing relates to an essential ingredient in a loving relationship. And so now I'm going to call up some of Sarah and Eliza's relatives to read those blessings, to deliver them to you. And you all, blessing givers, will proceed in the same way that our poetry readers did before. So you'll come up, Leo will hand you an index card, and then you'll have a chance to read it out. So first, I'd like to call up Sarah's mother and father, Moshe and Shani Gold, to give the first blessing.
May you be blessed with love. May your admiration, appreciation, and understanding of each other foster a love that is passionate, tranquil, and real. May this love between you be strong and enduring and bring peace into your lives.
All right, next we have Eliza's parents, Wendy Jacobs and Michael Meredith, to give the second blessing, a loving home.
May you be blessed with a loving home filled with warmth, humor, and compassion.
May you create a family together that honors traditions old and new.
May you teach your children to have equal respect for themselves and others.
And instill in them the value of learning and tikkun alone, making the world a better place.
All right, delivering the third blessing, humor and play, is Sarah's uncle, Shabtai Gold.
May you be best friends and work together to build a relationship of substance and quality. May your sense of humor and playful spirit continue to enliven your relationship. May you respect each other's individual personality and perspective and give each other room to grow in fulfilling your dreams.
Eliza's aunt and uncle, Ellen and Neil Eisenstadt, will give the fourth blessing, wisdom.
May you be blessed with wisdom. May you continually learn from one another and from the world.
Together, may you grow, deepening your knowledge and understanding of each other and of your journey through life.
All right, and for the fifth blessing, health, I call up Eliza's uncles, Andrew Jacobs and Dan Levin.
May you be blessed with health. May life bring you wholeness of mind, body, and spirit.
May you keep each other well balanced and grounded, and live long enough that you may share many happy years together.
Yeah. Eliza's brothers, Caleb and Zach Meredith, will give the sixth blessing, art, beauty, and creativity.
May your life be blessed with the art and beauty of this world.
May your creative aspirations and experiences find expression, inspire you, and bring you joy and fulfillment.
May you find happiness together in adventures big and small, and something to celebrate each day of your lives.
And for the seventh blessing, I call up Sarah's sister and brother-in-law, Molly Gold and Danny Poritz.
May you be blessed with community. May you always be blessed with the awareness that you are an essential part of a circle of family and friends. May there always be within this group love, trust, support, and laughter, and may there be many future occasions for rejoicing in their company.
All right, I'm back. All right, Sarah, Eliza, it's been a lot of other people talking, especially me. So it's time for the vows. But before you pledge your vows to one another, let's just pause for a moment and take in the beauty that surrounds us here. So you two, look out at your guests. And now take a look at each other. Feel all the love that surrounds you right now. Does it feel good? Yeah. All right, so please look into each other's eyes as you share your promises to each other.
Lies. Even before I knew what it meant to truly love you, I felt something profound. Today, I stand before you to make promises that will guide us through every chapter of our lives. I vow to communicate with you openly, to share my hopes and concerns, and to dream with you about our future. I promise to work together with you, knowing that as we change and grow, we will do so side by side, supporting and uplifting one another. You have always seen me for who I am at my core, loving me without pretense. Your unwavering support and love have turned my world around in ways I never imagined possible. Thank you for taking a chance on us and for loving me authentically. I promise to try every day to make you as happy as you make me. To stand here today and list all the reasons I love you would take a lifetime, and still, I could never capture it all. I love you for who you are, your boundless empathy that touches everyone you meet, your focus and dedication that drive you to achieve greatness, and your steadfast support for those you cherish. Your heart is immense and filled with warmth. Your smile has a way of uplifting the spirits of everyone around you. Every day, you continue to amaze and inspire me. I vow to love you completely and without reservation. I vow to ensure you always feel my love as deeply as you've made sure I feel yours. You are my best friend, my confidant, my greatest adventure. As we grow old together, I promise not to let time dull the flame of my love for you. I am honored to spend the rest of my days as your wife. I vow to love you unconditionally and to stand by you through the best and the worst of times. I promise to comfort you, encourage you, and challenge you. I will be honest and listen with patience, especially when it's most difficult. I promise to be your partner in every sense, to love you openly, fiercely, and forever. Liza, you are everything to me. With you, I am complete.
Sarah. Hi. The day I realized I was in love with you was fundamentally life-altering and life-affirming. I knew that my world had changed and that, like the Fleetwood Mac song we kept blasting in your car, something was happening to me. I wanted to be with you everywhere. You captured my heart by being exactly who you are. The goofiest, most generous, brilliant, and thoughtful person I've ever known. Sarah, to know you is to love you, and loving you is liberating. In you, I found safety, abundant joy, unwavering support, someone with whom I can be my most vulnerable, a partner in life, my best friend. You are magical. Thank you for choosing me, for loving me as I am and all that I want to be. Thank you for making me feel worthy of your love. Today, I take you as my partner, my mister, and my best friend. I vow to love you fiercely, to honor you deeply, and to cherish you forever. I promise to love you without condition, to stand by you through every challenge, to celebrate every triumph, to guide you when you ask for direction, and to support you in all your dreams. I promise to love you every day for who you are, who you have been, and who you will become. I promise to grow alongside you, to embrace change and new adventures, and to nurture our relationship through every season of life. I will always remember that it is our friendship that is the foundation of our relationship, and that to grow, we must continue to learn, to share, and learn from one another. I promise to listen to you with compassion and understanding, to speak to you with honesty and respect, and to always kiss you goodnight. I vow to build a life together dedicated to creating a more peaceful and just world for all sentient beings. I will cherish the little moments as much as the grand ones, and I will always find joy in the simple act of being with you. I give you my heart, my promise that I will walk with you hand in hand, side by side, cheek to cheek, wherever our journey leads us, learning, laughing, and growing together. I love you.
All right, and thank you. That was beautiful. And are you ready? All right. So here I have your wedding rings. Thank you to Eliza's brother, Zach, for keeping them safe. Sarah, Eliza, these are not the type of rocks that go in a tumbler. Struggling a little bit with my cast here. Thank you. All right. You want to grab yours? I need to get to her. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. All right. Repeat after me. With this ring, I join my life with yours. Go ahead. All right, Eliza, you're next. With this ring, I join my life with yours. You may now kiss the bride.
Yes, give it to Sarah.
Okay. Do you want to keep it in here? Take it out. Take it out. Okay. Take it out. Okay. away.
Okay, ready?
Who do you think